I know YouTube probably gonna shut me down. But let's watch an old Pam Grier movie, Sheba Baby. Oh shoot. Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. I was trying to adjust the volume. All we needed was this is for fair use for
Just make sure we get our money. Because the next time that we have to talk to your jive ass about this, my partner's gonna stomp the hell out of you. Well, well, my long-lost partner returned.
Just be thankful I did, Racker. Look at this place. I go away for 3 days and I come back and the whole place has gone to pot. Oh.
This came for you a couple of days ago.
Why didn't you try to reach me about this?
Why didn't I try to reach you? Why haven't I tried to find a needle in a haystack? How in the hell do I know where you hang out at?
Why don't you try looking once in a while? Getting up off of that fat fanny of yours and going out into the world. Maybe try a little working.
Well, is it important?
What do you think? We'll take care of the place, partner. I'll be in Louisville if you need me.
Louisville?
See now? See how they sample? You see how they sample music? This movie was made in 1975. You hear that music? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. See, that's all they did was sample. And then they all this fuss over music, talking about they created this, created that. They borrowed from people before their time. Let me see, can I expand this screen here?
Hi, Sheba. How you doing?
Fine.
I'm so glad you...
I'm glad I came too. How's Dad?
Oh, he's all right. He's a little bruised up, but you know, he's tough.
That I know.
Yeah.
Come on.
You look terrific.
Oh, Brick. You said in the telegram that Dad's life is in danger.
I'm afraid it is. You see, he's been getting phone calls for 2 weeks now, demanding we sell out.
Really? From whom? Loan sharks?
Maybe. We don't know yet.
And Dad?
He wants to fight him, single-handed, which is what happened the other night.
And the police didn't do anything, right?
Right.
What are their demands?
Very simple. Sell out or be killed.
Oh, do they have a fight on their hands? Doesn't the neighborhood look good?
Want me to take these in for you?
No, I think I'd better go on alone.
Okay.
How much do I owe you for this?
I'll collect on it later.
Promises, promises. You're looking better all the time.
Little Andy, what are you doing home?
Oh,
girl.
I came to see
Oh. Hey, you look good. Come on, sit down.
you. Oh, you sit down. Come on now. Look at you.
Oh.
Now, what happened?
Just ran into some of the wrong people, I guess.
I can't let you out of my sight for 5 minutes before you get into some trouble.
Oh, girl, come on.
Dad, Brick told me what's going on.
I told him not to call you. There's no need for you to get involved in this.
We just don't want to see you get hurt.
Well, there's nothing anybody can do. I have to work it out myself.
Not anymore.
I want you to stay out of this, little Andy. I don't want my daughter messing around with these kind of people.
Dad, I know you think I'm doing a man's job, but I'm not going to sit on the sidelines just because I'm a woman. No, you sit right there. I'll get it. Shane residence.
Let me talk to Andy.
Who's calling?
Well, who's asking?
This is Sheba, his daughter.
Well, good for you, sweet sister. Let me talk to your old man.
This is Andy, Shane.
Hello, Andy. Feeling better today?
I thought I told you to stop calling me.
I just wanted to know if you've given my little proposition some more thought.
My company is not for sale, not now and not ever.
What was that all about?
It's nothing, baby. Forget about it.
Forget about it. I come home and find my father beaten half to death and hear some sweet talking nigger threaten his life and you say forget about it? Dad, what is going on?
I'll be ready for those bastards.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
I don't expect any problems on this, but if anything comes up, I'll give you a call. Reach you this number right here, right?
Right, sir.
Okay. That ought to do fine.
Hi, is my father in?
It's in his office.
Hi. You busy?
Oh, just filling out some insurance forms.
Can I have the car?
Sure.
Thank you. I'll pick you up this afternoon.
But yes.
Hey, Andy. How's your sweet daughter today? I tell you what. I'm gonna give you one more chance.
All right, we'll talk.
You mean you want to talk?
You set the time and the place.
That's great. I'm gonna tell you something. I had a surprise package connected to your ignition switch. Your car triggered to go off 10 seconds after you turn it on.
Come on, get out of there! Come on, move, get out of here! Move, damn it!
Oh, my God.
Shit!
So you want to handle it all by yourself, huh?
Now, Sheba, we had an agreement.
That agreement just blew up in that car.
Sheba! Oh, my God.
Homicide, Lieutenant Jackson. All right, lady. I'll see what we can do. But there's no need for you to call back again. Because if this thing can be solved, we'll solve it. Yeah. Goodbye. Heard you were back in town, Sheba. Chicago must be treating you good. I have a feeling this isn't a social call.
I want police protection for my father.
Well, I can't make anybody on that.
Should I take this as a refusal of police protection?
Oh, come on, Sheba. We're doing everything we can. I can't give him 24-hour protection because I simply don't have enough men available.
I know. You don't want to break up their poker game.
We're doing everything humanly possible for them.
Oh, the great humanitarian now. Phil, I've seen business after business go under. First it was the pawn shops, then the bars, and when I left town it was the employment agencies, and now the used car lots.
Stay out of this, Sheba.
Stay out of it. That's your job.
After all the times I went to bat for you around here, thanks a lot.
Huh. I can count the times you went to bat for me on one finger.
What are you doing back in town?
Don't give me that what you doing back in town shit. Was it you that wired my father's car?
Wired? What wired? I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you do and maybe you don't. But if you didn't, I know you know who did.
No, wait a minute. Wait, what do you want from me? Why me?
Because I know everything you do. Remember, I was a cop in this town.
Oh, please. I don't know anything.
The hell you don't!
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, man. No, please, please.
Get it.
No, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about
You
anything.
never know anything I'm talking about.
Please take it easy, Sheba. Come on, please. Look.
One move and I'll blow your head. Please.
All right, I won't move, but please don't shoot me, please. I don't know anything. I swear.
You better tell me all you know. You're gonna be the whitest nigga that ever left Louisville.
I don't know nothing. Okay. There's a guy named Jenkins west of you, Carlisle.
Where?
I don't know. I swear it. All right. Tonight at midnight, he's gonna be at the Railroad Museum. Some kind of payoff. That's all I know. I swear it.
Swear?
Yes.
If I have to wait midnight, you better be telling me the truth. Miami?
Tell you,
What?
I got something planned for later.
What do you have planned for later?
I'm not going to tell you now.
Stop pinching me.
Come here.
That hurt.
Wow, isn't it beautiful?
Oh, it's fantastic.
So listen, what'd you find out today?
Well, Dad was right. The police are not going to help.
So now what?
Well, now I do what the police won't.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the hoods that wired Dad's car. They're meeting at midnight tonight for some big business meeting. I plan to catch them in the act.
Listen, I want to tell you something. You know that private detective badge you carry? Now, that is not a warrant to arrest anybody with. And second of all, we're not equipped to fight a bunch like that. Not on their terms.
Well, that's the only way to fight him, is on their terms.
Not outside the law.
Well, we just have to bend the law. This is Dad's life we're talking
I
about.
know that. Don't you think I know that? I understand that. But you can't handle it by street fighting, for Christ's sake.
Well, who said anything about street fighting? Do I look like I'm a street fighter? I'm going to handle it the best way I can, Brick. You know, you still think everything can be solved by logic. Well, these people don't even know what logic means. They can't even spell it. They'll shoot first and talk later.
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Don't you understand? I don't want you to go out there and get your goddamn brains blown out. We've got to find a better way.
Well, then you find it. No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Prove it. Hey, don't do that. Come on. Hey, look. I'm sorry I hollered at you. Okay?
I accept your apology.
All right. I want to ask you something. You like living in Chicago?
It's a good thing to get hassled. It's no big thing.
You have someone there?
Well, if you're asking you, do I sleep alone every night?
It's for entertainment purposes. Fair use.
You know what? You don't know how to talk to people, man. Not people, me. You don't know how to talk to me sometimes.
What did I say?
It's the way say stuff.
What did I say?
God. The part about listening to you, trusting you, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody who makes you change your ways, like hanging with your crew. Said you act like you ready, but you don't really know. And everything in your past, you wanna let it go. I've been there, done it, on the ground. After all that, this is what I found. Nobody wants to be alone. If you're touched by the words in the song, then maybe you got it bad. When you're on the phone, hang up and you call right back. Oh, you got it bad. If you miss a day without your whole life's off track. Know you got it bad when you're stuck in the house. You don't wanna have fun. That's all you think about. You got it bad when you're out with someone, but you keep on thinking about somebody else. When you say that you love them, and you really know everything that used to matter don't matter no more. Like my money, all my cars, you can have it all. And flowers, cards, and candy, you were just cause. Said I'm fortunate to have you, girl. Want you to know I really adore you. All my people know what's going on. Look at your mate, help me sing my song. Tell her I'm your man, you're my girl, I'm I'm gonna tell it to the whole wide world. Ladies say I'm your girl, my man. Promise to love you best I can. See, I've been there, done it, up around. After all that, this is what I found. Every one of y'all are just like me. It's too bad that you can't see that you got it bad. You got it bad. Yeah, no, hang on, and you call right back. You got it bad. If you miss a day, we're not just bringing whole lives off track. Know you got it bad when you're stuck in the house. You stuck have fun.
It's all you think about.
Look at yourself. You got it bad when you're out with someone, but you keep on thinking about somebody else. You got it bad. You got it bad when you're on the phone.
Ain't nothing when you
Call right back. You got it bad. If you miss a day without your friend, your whole life's off track. Know you got it bad when you're stuck in the house. You don't wanna have fun. Think about you got it bad out with someone.
see how they gunned down that boy down here? But they got what they deserved, what they deserve. See what kind of lies these motherfuckers here finna tell. Oh shit.
Of the Americas. The pre-Columbian history of the Americas has remained one of the most mysterious eras of human story. Written records are absent, leaving genetics and archaeology to fill in the blanks. Or so we've been taught. Have written clues to the Americas been lying before our eyes this whole time? Oh, that's interesting. Join us as we uncover the neglected pre-Columbian history of the Americas. That sounds really interesting. And part 14, well, we'll talk more about that tomorrow when we get to part 14. But what happened to the Mayans? I've always wanted to know that. And I'm very interested in what you say is right there before our very eyes and we don't even realize it maybe. So Dr. Jensen, just before we get into part 13, you know, I read the comments that are posted every time you speak. And, you know, a lot of people are very appreciative of this. And for a lot of people, it's so radical, and yet they're prepared to have their thinking challenged, who actually posted last week the comment that you say there were 54 million people in the Americas. That's impossible. That's ridiculous. Could you just speak to that first and then go on with part 13?
Yes, it's a good question, and it reflects just how radical a change mainstream archaeology of all places is affecting in our thinking. So my first response is to ask the person, why do they think that's impossible or unbelievable? And I should clarify, because I realized in my diagrams I'm putting it superimposing on Central America. That number isn't Central America is 53 million people. That means the entire Americas, just to make sure that the comment isn't something that's been miscommunicated on my part. So it's 53 million people for the entire Americas. And what comes to mind is why I think that's reasonable. It's highly debated even with the mainstream community. We looked at the ranges, but why I think it's very reasonable. Let's just think of the numbers for the rest of the world. We discussed in previous episodes, from episode 1 onward, there's been a massive change in the global human population in the last 600 years or so. After the black finishes in Europe, 1400, we've undergone a 20-fold change in world population size from then till now. Well, in the Americas today, there's 300-some million people in the US. In Latin America, there's around 600 million. There's about 1 billion people today in the Americas, close to it. If there were 53 million people in 1491, it's just under a 20-fold change from then till now. So it's right in the ballpark of world population growth changes for the rest of the continents, the rest of the globe. That to me is reasonable. Plus there's increasing archaeological evidence that seems to keep pushing that number upward. We'll talk about it more in part 14, even for the area where the Mayans ruled, how research even over the last 2 years is rewriting and pushing up the number of people we thought were there. It's a massive number of people who lived here, far more civilization than we first thought. It's been obscured because the jungle has swallowed up, and the research is ongoing. But that's what comes to mind for me first is, again, it's a number for the entire Americas, not just Central America, this 53 million. It's a number that has some play in it. It's still being debated. This evidence is archaeological. Some of the debate is people are trying to take these death rates and then extrapolate backwards, and these have fairly large uncertainties and so forth. But the evidence to me is increasing from archaeology that this is quite reasonable, and it fits sort of these numbers that we have from around the globe. And we'll talk more about that specifically with the Mayans and some recent radar that's being done in part 14 that I think is really fascinating. And there's places people can look into that further. What I want to do in this episode, though, is talk about a line of evidence and discuss some of the answer the questions we raised previously that has the potential to be even more explosive on this question of the pre-Columbian Americas. And this question, of course, is one part of the larger question of who do we come from as the human race? We as peoples, even though we look different, talk different, act different, different cultures, all have a common ancestor. Even for creationists, though, I think we tend to think, well, that's still distant past, even if it's a few thousand years ago. We look at people that are different from us and maybe scratch our heads and say, well, I'm not quite sure how that works, but at some point it happened, and we don't pay much attention to it. And an example of that is a stereotype I've had for many years. My mother is German. My dad has been in America for several generations. So I trace my heritage essentially to Europe and have naturally assumed that's probably all it's ever been. And so these ancient cultures that we talk about in other parts, not necessarily European or Western European, like the Greeks, or the Asian cultures like the Persians and Babylonians, or African ones like the Egyptians. Well, that's not geographically where I'm from, and so they must not have any relationship really to my family tree. If it is, it's not even worth mentioning. Well, I've discovered that this sort of assumption that I'm sure many people hold is wrong. So, for example, I was just watching something with my wife the other day about ancient Egypt and modern Egyptians doing some of the archaeological work. They call the ancient Egyptians as their heritage. Well, are they really their descendants? Who is related to these people? These are the questions we're going to be addressing in our series and have been addressing. I've made some promises early on of some of the big picture conclusions we're going to reach that rewrite the stereotypes we've had about who we are and who we're from. I've said that we're eventually going to discover that so-called black-white people exist, that there are Asians running around who, going back just a few hundred years, have had African, dark-skinned people as their ancestors for thousands of years prior to that. I've promised, and we've seen in previous episodes, that we'll see that most Europeans are of recent Asian ancestry. And we've seen that about 2/3 of Western and Eastern Europe have Central Asian ancestry. You can see previous of that. We've also seen that these European nationalities that I recognize people are rightly proud of, especially when it comes to sports and such things, these nationalities, German, French, Spanish, Italian, these disappear within a few hundred years in the human family tree. And I'll talk more about the specific family tree that we're talking about, the genetic basis for it. We saw last episode the genetic evidence that the Americas were resettled before Columbus, at least once. And we're still eventually going to get back to the earliest history and talk about Neanderthals and how they weren't primitive, but survivors of one or more ancient catastrophes. And my goal in all this is multifold. If you're a creationist watching it, that it would strengthen your faith, it would equip you to defend the faith apologetically. If you're not a creationist, that it would challenge what you've taken for granted and cause you to rethink. But for everyone, my ultimate goal is that we'd all be able to marvel at the story of who we are, who we came from, not just us personally, but those we love and their stories, who they've come from, and that we do so and we've never dreamed of marveling before. These are conclusions you'll find only here, things I wouldn't have dreamed of 5-10 years ago, but that recent genetic research is uncovering. So who are the Native Americans? We saw last time several shocking things that genetics has recently revealed, and this comes from a paper that was just published April of 2020, work I've been doing in collaboration with others. We've seen that the Native Americans today are not the first Americans. They arrived in the early AD era, somewhere between 250 AD and maybe 800 AD, from Central Asia. They came over, either mixed or perhaps wiped out whoever was here first, and this shock raises all sorts of other questions that we're now trying to uncover the answers to. Why did they leave Central Asia? What pushed them out? Why would they leave their homelands, make the dangerous trek across the Bering Strait to a land that's foreign, and engage people and overtake them? What did they do once they arrived here? What's their story? Besides just they came here and the rest is history. And of course, it raises the question of who were the people who were here first? Who did they come from? What's their story? Now, for years, people have approached this question ignoring a source, namely the Americans themselves. For example, the Delaware Indians, or the Lenni Lenape, when Europeans arrived, were on the Atlantic coast of New Jersey, New York, Delaware, and so forth. They have or at least it's been claimed that they have a written record called the Red Record of the Wallam Olam. The translation of it, this is the book we have in our library by David McCutcheon. We'll talk more about it shortly. Records like these, oral histories of Native Americans, have traditionally been discounted as mythological. And if you read some of the Native Americans' accounts for their history, just out of curiosity's sake or perhaps part of school, you've probably been struck by some of the fantastical, often supernatural, seemingly mythological elements of these accounts that seem like they have little potential to contribute to understanding of their pre-Columbian history. This particular account, this was published in 1993, the translation, was the subject of a PhD thesis in anthropology at Rutgers University. David Ostreicher wrote his thesis arguing that this Red Record, the Wallam Olam of the Delaware Indians, is indeed a hoax. And that Rafinesque is the guy in the early 1800s who brought this account to the attention of Western Europeaners. He was from Kentucky. So the alleged discoverer, he was the indisputable forger. So yet another example of people saying these can't possibly be true. And in cases where they sound like they might be true, it turns out there's something much more nefarious going on. But we're going to find out that the new genetic discoveries we discussed last time are casting American histories like this one in a dramatically new light. Previously in episode 1, we saw that the world is smaller than we think. As I alluded to, and we're discussing the number of people in the Americas, world population growth has changed dramatically in the last few hundred years. And so you go back just 600 years, there's a lot fewer people, 20-fold fewer people alive then than today. So if you're looking for a spouse, you've got a lot. So either you marry a relative or you marry someone outside your group. We saw in episode 2 that our family trees are much more connected than we think. If I trace the number of my ancestors, 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, back just 1,000 years, I've got more people in theory on my family tree than there are alive in the entire planet at that time. And that's true for me, for Ken, for anyone. So how do you solve this math problem? You make the branches of the family tree connect. My mother's side, my dad's side must be much more related to each other than we previously thought. This implies then, if you think about that answer globally, that so-called racial or ethnic change must happen more quickly than we think. Episode 3, we talked about the genetics of this and how easy it is and how quickly ethnic change can happen, and much more quickly than we thought. Combined with rates of human reproductive growth, we've seen just how easy it is for one ethnic group to take over another. And they can do this silently, without us seeing visibly a tremendous amount of evidence today. In theory, it's possible that most Europeans, Caucasian Europeans, are of recent African descent, based on what we discussed in episodes 3 and 4. We've also seen in episodes 5 and 6 that our family tree is much more shallow than we think. To go from 8 people to nearly 8 billion in the globe today in 200 generational steps or less. And if you think about that, okay, we've got to reduce 8 billion branches on the family tree back to 8 in boom, 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 in just 200 steps. You're going to have to start connecting branches much more quickly than you're used to thinking about. We've seen that the answers we're going to get from genetics are not the answers you can get from a $100 test from Ancestry.com or Family Tree DNA or 23andMe or any of these commercial genetic tests. They're looking at DNA that's inherited from both parents. That can tell you probably a little more than what you already know from your own family tree. $100 out the door for not much more information. The key information we need is DNA that's inherited from only one parent or only the other parent, so that the genetic signal cannot get diluted. In theory, that could either be the mitochondrial DNA, that's a fancy term for the DNA that mothers pass on, or it could be the paternal DNA, the Y chromosome, the fancy term for the DNA inherited from dads. And we've seen for technical reasons that we discussed in episodes 5 and 6, it's the male inherited DNA that's the best tool for details, the precise details of human history. And the principle is, this DNA is passed on from fathers to sons, but it's passed on imperfectly. Every generation, a few mistakes are introduced in the DNA sequence. We can identify those just by comparing DNA sequences to one another. We're all so similar at the genetic level, it's easy to spot these mistakes just by the differences. And so these differences then act like ticks of a clock. Every time a new set of mistakes are introduced, it's ticks of the clock, and so we can then compare people around the globe, see how similar or different we are. That represents the ticks of the clock that have passed since we shared a common ancestor. And then we can rederive a global family tree. So if Ken and I get our Y chromosome sequence, and we have very few Y chromosome differences between us, very few ticks of the clock, we must have had a recent common male ancestor. Or if he and I have many Y chromosome differences between us, we must have had a more distant Y chromosome ancestor. Episode 7, we began to look at the details of this family tree based on the Y chromosome. We saw lost relatives of Europe in India, of all places, and Central Asia, and on episode 8 that the explanation for this likely has to do with the Mongol invasion in the 1200s, their occupation in Europe until the 1500s, the Russian expansion westward, pushing some of them back out, and the Mughal Empire, which is of Mongol descent, coming down into India before the British arrived with the East India Company and the Raj in the 1800s. The East India Company arriving in the 1600s. We've also seen that there's an ancient Chinese connection to modern Europe. Even though China is a long-standing isolated civilization, it's historically had continuous harassment from the so-called barbarians in the north. They were ruling parts of China on and off throughout Chinese history. And so those north tribes have also mingled with Europeans, leading to this connection that genetics uncovers. We also looked at the history of the Americas after Columbus, the arrival of the Europeans, to see who settled it, looking for the hidden history of the Americas, which is by extension the history of Western Europe, since about 80% of the US at least was settled by Western Europeans. We've seen that the ancestors of most Americans are not who we think they are. They're Central Asians. Western Europeans and the majority of US citizens, 70% being Caucasian, Western European descent, these have Central Asian ancestry as well. In episode 11, we saw that there's been a revolution in mainstream science, mainstream archaeology, and in our understanding of pre-Columbian history. There's been far more people here on the eve of Columbus's arrival than we've been taught. And these people were far more advanced than we thought, not some primitive brutes walking around. In the words of Charles Mann, who authored 1491, he called them survivors of a recently shattered culture, like walking into Nazi Germany after World War II in a concentration camp and seeing all these starving, naked people. If you didn't know the history, you might say, oh, these are leftovers from the Stone Age. No, they're tragic survivors of this awful catastrophe that the Nazis perpetrated on them. Similar thing is going on in the Americas. Now that we're uncovering some of the evidence archaeologically and historically for the massive numbers of people, this rewrites how we understand it. And shocking implications for how we understand the Amazon. There's increasing evidence, maybe 10, 25% of the Amazon is actually cultivated forest, orchard, deliberately put there by pre-Columbian peoples, not this pristine wilderness that's been untouched by mankind for thousands of years. We've seen from genetics that the Americas were resettled at least once before Columbus arrived by the Central Asian invaders. We now look at the neglected pre-Columbian history of the Americas. And to begin, I want to highlight how even in mainstream science, attitudes are shifting. Let's think about the Osage tribe. They're, based on their language, classified in the same group as the Sioux, the famous peoples of the northern plains that the U.S. Army engaged as the U.S. pushed westward. We talked about Custer's Last Stand, Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, and their Sioux and Cheyenne company against him. Well, Osage are part of the Siouan group. Today, they're found based in Oklahoma. There's a PhD anthropologist, Dr. Andrea Hunter, who's part of the Osage Nation. I've given the URL here at the bottom of the screen so you can see the rest of this discussion. She wrote an article called Oral Tradition and Historical Evidence. And in it, she discusses changing attitudes. So this is a mainstream anthropology individual talking about how even attitudes, using her own nation, the Osage Nation, as an example, attitudes towards Native American oral histories are changing. So she said it's told, meaning Native Americans, the Osage, say that in the distant past, all 5, and I'm not going to say the name because I'm going to butcher it, Osage tribes were once one nation that lived east of the Mississippi River in the vicinity of the Ohio River. Scholars have long contemplated the history and identity of the Osage beginning as early as the 1920s. And the article goes on to show that traditionally, those oral histories were discounted and rejected. Why should we even consider it? And she traces how these attitudes have changed. People have challenged one another in mainstream science, saying, look, you can criticize it all you want, but until you come up with a better explanation, perhaps we should take what they say as a good starting point. and how even today, mainstream archaeologists are basically in large agreement with the oral history that the Osage tribes have described. So there's changing attitudes here, just like we saw changing attitudes in mainstream archaeology for all of the Americas. This, of course, has its limits, and I want to focus on one particular narrative that I mentioned earlier as an example of the limits and now new discoveries that are emerging in sources of Native American history we've previously discounted. So again, this Delaware tribe, found on the East Coast when Europeans arrived, has claimed to have this red record, this Wallam Olam. Now, because of this PhD thesis from 1995, the Delaware Nation has rejected this as authentic. So the timeline here is McCutcheon publishes this work, the translation of it, in 1993. He's within the mainstream, so he tries to stretch it out over 15,000 or whatever the time scale was at the time for Native Americans. He's not by no means a young Earth creationist, but largely treats it as perhaps an authentic account of their crossing of the Bering Strait and migrating through North America, eventually arriving on the East Coast. And we'll talk about some of the details in a moment. Oestreicher in 1995 was offended by this, and he talks about the background to why he pursued his PhD topic and ends up concluding that everyone's been misinterpreting this for years, that the red record was fake, invented by some guy in Kentucky to gain himself wealth and fame. We'll return to Oestreicher's criticisms momentarily. What I want to do for the moment, though, is walk through some of the highlights from this account. We don't have time to go through the whole thing. You can buy this on Amazon to see the whole thing. It's composed of 5 individual books, each many stanzas. What I want our viewers to see is how this record reads. I'm going to, of course, read the English translation of just to see that this is rather different, perhaps, than many of the fantastical and supernatural sounding accounts. What's also very interesting, especially to creationists, is that how this begins. So let's start with book 1, the opening lines of this red record, and we'll return to some of the mainstream criticisms of this to see what this reveals about the authenticity of this and other records, and the nature of evolutionary criticisms of Native American accounts. So this book begins with, at the beginning, the sea everywhere covered the earth. Above it extended a swirling cloud, and within it the Great Spirit moved. Primordial, everlasting, invisible, omnipresent, the Great Spirit moved. And if you've read the Bible, you might say this sounds a lot like Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 and 2. And indeed, this book, this red record describes a very clear creation account, bringing forth the sky, the earth, the clouds, the heavens, bringing forth the day, the night, the stars, bringing forth all of these to move in harmony. So you have echoes here of Genesis chapter 1. Again, the Great Spirit created, the creator, spirits, living beings, immortals, the souls for everything. Those ancestors, the first men alone, the first women were brought to them. So you hear echoes of Genesis 1 and 2, the creation of mankind. But then, very secretly at the end, an evil snake, a sorcerer, came to earth. Wickedness, wrongfulness, criminal acts, these came there. So not only do you have what sounds like a very strong echo of Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 and 2, but other elements of Genesis 1, elements of Genesis 2, and now a fall account, complete with a snake involved. The mighty serpent
I wasn't sure that my phone that I was even recording yet. What's up, Capricorns? It's your girl here, Miss Hawaii. How y'all doing? Welcome to y'all general love reading for February 24th. Time going by so fast. February 24th, 2023. It's good to see you guys. I hope all is well with you, your loved ones, and your pets. Welcome to Miss Hawaii Tarot, boo-boo. Let's see what's popping. Let's see what signs come out here. What information can this give me? Planets. Mercury. A lot of y'all dealing with a Gemini. You may have Gemini in your chart. Mercury has to do with communication. You got the 12th house here. Okay, so a lot of you connecting with a Pisces, okay? Your 12th house is activated here. So a lot of y'all are dealing with a connection with somebody. Midheaven, 10th house.
Mm-hmm.
We got Jupiter. A lot of y'all dealing with a Sagittarius. Fortunate, wise, expansive, philosophical, enlightened. Then we got the 11th house. That has to do with your public reputation. This is Aquarian energy. So a lot of you are the moon, Leo moon. We got some Leo moons in the house. We got Pisces energy, Aquarius ascendant. We got Libra in the house. A lot of y'all are Aquarius ascendants. It says open-minded, funny, kind, idealistic. And you got Venus, the planet of love. Yes. We already know love, romance, attraction, the lover, the energizer. We got Mars here too. A lot of y'all dealing with an Aries or a Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
Says drive, willpower, energy. I don't know why I was just getting some of you Capricorns had some good sex with somebody. I don't know why I was I don't know why I was pulling that energy in when I was shuffling those cards for you. It was weird. That's not for all of you. It's a very small portion of you. You and somebody, you got a really crazy sex drive towards each other. It's just really intense.
That's
Okay.
damn
Could be unlike any type of sex you've ever had before. Please let me know in the comments if that's you. I mean, if you feel comfortable. I know that's personal. You know what I mean? Let's see. What else is going on with my Capricorns in love? Shout out to all of y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Resourcefulness. Some of y'all dealing with a Cancer. That's you saving your money. Y'all get that card. A lot of y'all are, sometime when that card comes out, some of you are investing your money in something. You could be keeping it private. Nobody knows. But I feel like it's a good thing. Yeah, your money looks good. It's showing me about your money. Your money's been flowing. Some of y'all made some type of financial decision. Some of you Capricorn, some type of investment you made and it was excellent. Okay, there's somebody who lost you and they have an ego, but they're acting like they don't care. There's somebody who feels like they lost you. Could be a Pisces or a Leo. Can we know more about this person, please? Organization. That's Capricorn energy right there. This person, isolation. This person trying to act like they got their life together, like everything is all good and they got everything all organized in their life. Could be a Virgo or another Capricorn. But it looks like isolation. This is somebody that's keeping a distance from you. You could be keeping your distance from them. It's somebody that feels like they lost you and it hurts them, but they have an ego, so they acting like they don't care. Look at this person looking like a dumbass chicken or a dumbass rooster. You feel me? Assertion is here. You got somebody here be coming at you really strongly. Who is this person? Could be a Aries for some of you. Discrimination. When this card comes out, ooh. Some of y'all dealing with a Virgo or a Scorpio. Revenge. No, we still on this person here that got an ego that lost you. Discrimination. This person is a hater. With the revenge card, some of y'all got an ex that want to get revenge on you. Publicity, mad because of your career, because you're doing well in your career, or this person could be like somebody in the public eye. Some of y'all, they mad because you got money, because you're doing well for yourself. How will Capricorn know who this is? Discovery. I feel like you already know. Attachment is on the bottom too. Aquarius energy. You know who this is. This is somebody you detach from. I feel like you already know what this person is about. Some of y'all feel like this person, you already know this person is bluffing with the Gemini card, heavy Gemini energy. Anything else for the energy around Capricorn and love? And then we're going to go to the tarot. It's getting juicy, baby. Birth. Some of y'all either just gave birth, or some of y'all are pregnant, or some of y'all are thinking about childbirth, wanting to have kids. But the birth card can also mean like you being born new. Like You're starting a new cycle. Seduction. No, somebody is liking you. Manipulation. You got somebody that's trying to seduce you, but they want to manipulate you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jupiter and Pisces here, right? Is that right? Yeah, Jupiter and Pisces, seduction. And then we got Jupiter and Scorpio, manipulation. Somebody may be trying to manipulate you because they want to seduce you. Flirtation. This person could be flirting with you. That's Venus and Sagittarius. Show me more about this person. This person that's trying to seduce you, Capricorn. Choice. Libra energy with romance here. Oh shit, Taurus energy. So yeah, you're gonna have a choice to make. Yeah, this person be trying to flatter you. Lust is here. Could be a Taurus, Gemini energy, Libra, Aries. This person is really into you, Capricorn. They be flirting with you though. They could be like giving you compliments with the flattery card. But this person, what's your advice about this person? Fortune. Protection.
There we go.
Generosity. Some of y'all just be careful with this person, especially if you're a Capricorn that got money and you well for yourself, because it's a fortune, protection, and generosity. Now, maybe for others of you, now, if this person got money, maybe this person trying to just spend money on you. If they trying to spend money on you, then go ahead for it. Let them do it. Because some of y'all, this person is generous. Leo energy here. Maybe this person is trying to, but regardless, you're protected. The universe wants you to know that with the moon in Aries there, okay? So let's see what the tarot got. That was juicy. I love these cards. That's why I started using them again, like this deck. It's so juicy. I like juicy. You like juicy? I like juicy, Capricorn. Yes. All right, let's see. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. Leave me a comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you very much.
Damn.
What else I want to say to y'all? Personal readings. Email MissHawaiiReadings@gmail.com. About to start knocking those personal readings out soon, the ones that I have left. I'm on Instagram as well, Miss Hawaii Tarot, if you want to be friends on there. And shout out to all my members. Members got a new read coming this weekend. I will definitely put that out. And shout out to all the new members that we got too. I've been shouting out the new members starting in the lives. I'm going to start shouting you guys out when you join. So we got a lot of new members this week. So thank you for supporting. Thank you. I love y'all. And yeah, don't forget there's an extended reading after this. If you want to join me, the link is below in the description box. Hope to see you there. If not, thanks for chilling. All right, Happy, what's the overall energy around you, love? Overall energy around my Capricorns in love. The Magician!
Manifesting.
Whoop, whoop. Page of Pentacles on bottom. Whoop, whoop. That's good energy. Whoop, whoop. That's good energy. Whoop, whoop. Some of y'all dealing with a Gemini, but you manifesting, knowing your power, knowing how strong you are. If you're a single Capricorn, you are trying to bring in this love, the love the universe has for you. You are powerful. You're watching a lot of tarot readings. You're meditating. Okay. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you're trying to make this work. You're trying to put your finishing magic touches on it. Let's see what else going on. Oh, the Chariot in reverse. That's Cancer energy. Damn, the Tower in reverse. Who in the hell? Oh my gosh, the Page of Swords. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini person here. Somebody younger than you, possibly. 10 of Cups.
That shit crazy.
You talking to somebody. You talking to somebody. The Justice in reverse. Overall energy is the 7 of Swords. Damn. So this is somebody here you don't trust. If you're not dealing with a specific person and you single, it's because you don't trust nobody. You had a tower moment happen with somebody, or you almost had a disaster happen with somebody. Okay, there's still some issues that you got to heal from the past with the Chariot in reverse. Justice in reverse. Some of y'all even going through a divorce or legal situation. You know what I mean? You got your guard up towards people in love. I feel like the Page of Swords is you. But I still see you wanting this 10 of Cups with somebody. But you got to let go of what people have done wrong in the past. You know, some of y'all are divorced, or even just situations that didn't work out, you know, love relationships that didn't work out. Okay. There's a small portion of you that maybe there's a relationship or a connection with somebody that you're not able to really let go of. And this person could have showed you already who they are. They could have showed you like they can't be trusted. They're manipulative. They're deceptive. And a part of you is still kind of manifesting that or trying to manifest that, because a part of you is not accepting that this tower, you need to let this tower come down between you and this person, because it seems like you're stuck. The Chariot in reverse, you're not going anywhere. Some of you, your love life is just either not going anywhere or it's just out of control. You need to get a grasp on it. And I feel like there's somebody that you may still be keeping tabs on, because you still, a part of you still feels like you can have this with this person. The Magician, the 10 of Cups.
Oh boy.
But in all reality, this situation, this person is holding you back, because Justice in reverse with the 7 of Swords, you can't trust this person. And this person has shown you they can't be trusted. Do you hear what I'm saying? Some of y'all, it's a Libra, Capricorn. Not Gonna Cry is playing by Mary J. Blige. Let me see the Magician. If you're in a relationship with somebody, like if you're in a relationship or a marriage with somebody, I feel like you're trying everything in your power, like, to make this work. And I feel like, you know, because a part of you, like I said, with that 10 of Cups, some of you may have kids with this person. You feel like, yo, I want to try to make this work, but let me see the Magician. Some of y'all, this is a fire sign: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The 7 of Cups. So what you gonna do? You're gonna, because some of y'all, it's like you trying to manifest new, but then it's like you're half-assing it. Like I see some of you energetically, it's like you're trying, especially if you're single or you broke up with this person already. It's like you're trying to manifest new, or you're separated from this person, because the 7 of Cups shows me you got options. There are people interested in you. Okay. Whether or not you're excited about these options, Knight of Wands, I don't know. Some of you feel like you're attracting people who are hot and cold, because I see you being very guarded, which I don't do. Let me see the Chariot in reverse. Some of y'all were supposed to take a trip and you canceled, or something happened where you weren't able to go last minute, or some of y'all got something going on with your car.
Yep.
You got to take care of your car.
Yep.
The Judgment in reverse. There's still a lot of things about the past that didn't work out that you need to realize and understand. 3 of Cups in reverse, the Judgment. Some of y'all Capricorns not even making an effort to try to even date, like go out. Some of y'all just be spending time to yourself. Let me see the Tower in reverse. There's a tower you need to let come down between you and somebody. The 2 of Wands. Some of y'all, this person's a Scorpio. The High Priestess. Oh, sugar. Your intuition is telling you here. Your intuition is telling you something here, Capricorn. With the High Priestess, your intuition is speaking heavily. It's telling you something here. What is it telling you? Because I see your pain. I see what's put you through. Let me see the Page of Swords. Some of you are looking for something, like you've been looking for, because the Page of Swords be looking for information. So some of y'all, maybe you've been searching online, or some of y'all could have even tried to go through this person's phone. Like you trying to find info about this person. For some of you. But for others of you, you feel like this person is just emotionally closed off. Closed off. Let me see the 10 of Cups. I think some of y'all feel like this person is keeping tabs on you too. The Devil. Oh my God. So the Moon in reverse, the 4 of Wands, the Devil came out on top of the 10 of Cups. Some of y'all dealing with another Capricorn. Why is the devil here? It's like we could have our happily ever after if it's kind of like you, whoever this is, you couldn't see clearly with the moon in reverse. Now you can. And you see clearly here with the devil, certain things that were hidden from you about this person. Maybe some of you, they even had a relationship with somebody else. Let me see the justice in reverse. I really hope not, Capricorn. Y'all readings have been very heavy lately.
The energy heavy.
The Knight of Pentacles. You, and the crazy thing is you have been so loyal to these people in love.
Yep.
You have been so loyal.
Yep.
But a lot of you are moving slower and being more cautious now in love because of how you've been treated. Yeah. But you got somebody new here you're manifesting, Capricorn. I see it. Somebody good. Not this toxic energy, not this sneaky. Because who is this Seven of Swords? Let me clarify that. Not this. Yeah, because I feel like whoever this is, you still love this person. I think you do. I think you still love this person. But look, there's a Three of Swords again. Some of y'all, few of you could be a three thing. Let's look individually. I feel like your intuition been speaking to you though heavily in regards to this person. Like, I feel like your angels really been trying to tell you like what to do. You feel me? Don't look at me like that, Cappy. Let me use my enchanted. My new enchanted. It's called Enchanted Love, I think. I like it. Let's see. What feelings does Capricorn have for this person? Some of y'all, this person owe you money. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Swords. Two of Wings in reverse, which is the Two of Justice again in reverse from a whole nother tarot deck. Same card, same position, Libra energy there. Whoever this is did you wrong. Some of y'all got something to do with money. Some of y'all got something to do with court. Or this person just was not fair. And I feel like it's just not sitting right with you. I feel like you're still trying to heal from this. But I see you've been really thinking about this. You've been thinking about this. Some of y'all got this person blocked. Or you ain't talking to this person. Whoever this is, you really feel like this person is not being fair with you. That came out. Strong message there. How does this person feel about Capricorn? What feelings does this person have for you? Sure how that tried to pop? What feelings does this person have for you? The King of Pentacles. Some of you dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or another Capricorn. Six of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Wands, stress. The Seven of Swords again. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups in reverse. Y'all mutual energy. This person is pulling the Seven of Swords again from a whole nother tarot deck. It says opposition here on this card. Stress, opposition. Somebody mad that you're doing good. This person feel like this is somebody that is stressed out and mad because you are doing good and they are not. That's what this feel like. Somebody see you making your money. I feel like this somebody you're not talking to. This somebody that you don't trust and you shouldn't trust them. Same card. Two different tarot decks. Why is the Six of Pentacles in reverse? Some of y'all, this person already showed you, like, the Magician. Yep. Some of y'all, this person is younger than you, and they already showed you, like, I don't think this person is as stable as you, mentally or financially. Let me see the Four of Swords. This is you. It says privacy, the Moon, fear. Could have been having dreams about this person, or there was just a lot of things about this person that you couldn't see, just like I said earlier. And there's a lot of things you still trying to figure out. But with the Star in reverse, Aquarian energy, you lost hope in this. Why is the Two of Pentacles in reverse? Some of y'all, this threw you off balance a little bit. The Hangman with the 10 of, this threw you off balance for a little bit. But you needed this time to get yourself together. Temperance, Sagittarian energy, because you're there. You're fine. But some of y'all dropped this person. You know, the Hangman means you thought about things, about processing things. It's a difficulty and attitude. Let me see the Justice in reverse. Why do you feel like this person did you wrong? Or did something, what they do to you? The Chariot and the Eight of Pentacles. Showing me you focusing on your money. Okay, it's making that very clear. Some of y'all are traveling for work, or you got some type of travel coming up. Determination. Or a lot of y'all been focused on your money to try to keep your mind off of this. Why is the Justice in reverse? Some of y'all work with this person. Some of y'all, something happened with a car or money. Let me see or a job. Let me see the Justice in reverse. The Four of Pentacles. There's more money is showing me. Four of Pentacles. Possessiveness. One more card for that Justice in reverse. You got a long reading today. The King of Swords in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. You got something new coming in. The universe is going to reward you because you've been through a lot here. I've been getting that for your last few reads. You've been getting a lot here. Some of y'all, this person, the King of Wands in reverse, could be somebody who's a player, could be somebody who was just abusive, somebody who could have got physically abusive, mentally, could be somebody who's just that. This person was just an asshole to you. Okay? And I see you determined to get through this. But you've been thinking about this person. You've been thinking about it a lot. The Death card, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Cups. But I think you're getting to a point here where you're like, okay, the Death card is about endings, right? Scorpio energy. It's about letting things go. I think you're getting to that. You've been thinking a lot about it, but the Eight of Swords mean you feel kind of stuck here. A part of you does really miss the with this person, and a lot of you are clinging on to the good memories you had with this person. But I feel like you've also been transformed because of this connection with the Death card. And I feel like the universe got something new coming in for you because it's showing me again the Seven of Cups, that you have options. You got this again from another tarot deck, and some of y'all, one of those options is going to be very stable. So this is what we're going to do in the extended. I want to look at new love for you as well, because a lot of y'all got somebody new coming in, something more stable coming in. We're going to look at this person. I want to clarify this person's current energy. We'll look at their future actions. Then I want to look at new love for you in the extended and see what you can expect for new love, because I see something beautiful for you. Strong, sturdy, and I see you're going to have more than one person to choose from. Okay, so we'll look at that, and then we'll also look and see here some In the Shadow oracle cards here, to see what's in this person's subconscious in regards to the way they feel about you, Capricorn. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and look at your advice and see what you can, your advice for the future in love. I can't talk, I can't think. So yeah, your advice for the future. So we'll look at new love. We'll clarify this person's current energy. We'll see what their future actions will be, and we'll get you some advice, okay, moving forward, and we'll look at these In the Shadow messages from this person. We're doing a lot in the extended. We're doing a lot. Thank you to all the Capricorns who have purchased the extended in the past. Thanks for your continuous support. I love all you guys. Don't forget, if you want a personal reading, email Miss Hawaii Readings.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your How Does Your Love Interest Feel About You tarot reading. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do hope you're all doing well, feeling safe and feeling blessed because you are. So first card in the deck is the Empress. That's very impressive when it comes to how they feel about you. Tell us more how the interests feel about you. Everything is fine.
Oh, hell. Yeah.
Six of Swords. How does your love interest feel about you? There's a level of trust and confidence that they have in you. Wow. 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 Very nice. Very, very nice. Your person doesn't love easily. Okay. And it looks like they've been looking for the perfect one. Okay. And they believe that it's you. When someone sees you as the Empress, my goodness, you are in your own league. No one compares to the Empress. She's all four queens put together. And, you know, the Empress is loving, kind. The Empress is the nurturer. She's creative. She's artistic. She's fertile, fruitful, prosperous, abundant. She's wise. The Empress takes such great care of herself that she ends up caring for others, right? She loves herself so much that she's able to love others. The Empress is a well-respected person. You would never find the Empress putting herself in any situation where she would be, you know, disrespected. And the Empress doesn't compromise for anyone. She loves herself. She makes healthy decisions. As a tarot reader, when a person shows up as the Empress, I know that they take good care of themselves. I know they provide themselves with a healthy living. Okay. They provide themselves with not a healthy living, a healthy lifestyle. Okay. They provide themselves with a healthy lifestyle where they take good care of themselves. I feel like this person is absolutely in awe of you, and they've recognized many, 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 many of your great qualities. They may even see you as someone who could be their wife or the future, you know, mother to their children. And they find you beautiful.
If I go on my way without you, whoa, where would I go? Set sail with me, misty lady, set my spirit free. New love to find, and so I leave there behind. I'll always come back to you. I'll always come back to you. I'll always come back to you. Always come back to you. She's my lady now and ever. Whoa, how can I know? Can we go all the way together? Whoa, let it be so. So we'll say our last goodbyes, and we'll make it this time. Oh, set sail with me to a paradise out beyond the sea. Atlantis, I'll always come back to you. Atlantis, I'll always come back to you. Atlantis, I'll always come back to you. Atlantis.
Let me give y'all some real old school. Y'all know Sam Cooke, but y'all know is that a change is gonna come. Let me come on, let's bring it on home.
If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, well, bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it all home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I laughed when you left, but now I know I only hurt myself. Hey, bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it all home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll give you jewelry and money too. That ain't all I'll do for you. Hey, if you bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it all home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. You'll always be your slave. Till I'm buried in my grave. Oh, honey, bring it to me. Bring your sweet love. treat you right. But you stayed out day and night. But I'll forgive you, bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I ain't got no. Yeah.
I've been loving you too long to stop now. You're tired and you want to be free. My love is growing stronger as you become a habit to me. Ooh, I'm loving you too long. I don't want to stop now. Oh. With you, my life has been so wonderful. I can't stop now. And your love is growing cold. My love is growing stronger as our affair grows old. I've been loving you oh too long. This time, oh. I've been loving you a little too long. I don't want to stop now. Don't make me stop now. One night I loved a stranger, like the beginning of a fantasy. Was it right to love a stranger? There was nobody to care after me. Nobody, na 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 na. Nobody, na 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 na. Nobody, na 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 na. Was nobody to care after me. Another night, I loved a stranger. Was it right to love a stranger? care after me. Last night I loved a stranger. Hope it's the ending of my fantasy. Is it right to love a stranger when there's nobody to care after me? La 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 la. As the night moves in, as the night moves in, as the night moves in, love takes on new meaning. If you were here, you would know what I mean to say. But circumstance leaves me only waiting for the chance. I only want to love you more, more. Can't you understand it? Girl, you know how much I care. It's not the way I planned it, no. If you could only know chance. I only want to love you more, more. Can't you understand it? Girl, you know how much I care. It's not the way I planned it, no. If you could only know my feelings, you would know how much I do believe. If you were here tonight, by my side, if you were with me now, when the lights go out, I cannot pretend. This bed's too big, oh, for me to be in alone, all alone. Slow burn, light a candle for our love, love. So we'll always be 1 to 1 in love. Oh, can't you understand it? Girl, you know how much I care. It's not the way I planned it. No, 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 no. If you could only know my feelings, you would know how much I do believe. If you were here tonight, all night, by my side, if you were with me now.
All right, babies. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Like, share.